Recording.
Just hold on. St. Louis County Police. Can you walk around? What do you think? Did you hear something? Are they climbing up in the window or anything? Are they climbing up in the window or anything?
No, nothing. We'll go over here and start.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, is Angela?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Officer McClintock, St. Louis County. Do you mind if we come in for a minute?
You can't.
Okay, we got some paperwork that we have to present to you, and it's a touchy situation that we want to make sure we can give you all the information we have here.
What's the information?
Is Delilah here?
She is here. What's the information?
Okay, so what we have here is a court-ordered restraining order.
You can't serve me with a restraining order without us having a court
No,
date.
I am having you, and there is a
I'm
court
not
date
taking
for
it.
January 29th. You don't have a choice, ma'am.
Okay,
so
well-
at this point, listen, just stay calm with me and let me
Look,
explain this.
she
just
doesn't
make
wanna
this
go
easier.
there.
I understand that.
Period.
Listen to me, though. When something gets issued by a judge here,
That
we
judge is
have
a
to
lying
be fair.
bitch. It's a corrupt system that
Okay.
is bullshit. That
That's
these
fine, but
aren't
you have
even
to listen to
legal.
me. You
These
have
aren't
to
even legal. These
understand-
come against my civil rights.
We have to
That no
act
state can come
based
upon
on
anybody's
this.
home and tell them how to raise their child.
Ma'am, you have to understand and give us the opportunity to explain what's going to happen here.
What? I got a court date? We're not taking her.
Okay. The court order says that we have to take custody of her
You're
and
not
take her
taking her.
to the dad's house.
You're not, and
Okay?
he lives in Montana.
I
What are you
understand.
gonna do? Take her to Montana?
We're in the process of trying to figure out the best way to go about this.
Well, when you get him here, you
No,
come back.
ma'am, we can't
No,
let that
I'm
happen,
shutting my
okay?
door.
You need to relax for a second.
No, when you
and
get
let
him
me
here,
explain
because you're
it.
not taking my daughter and keeping her until he's here.
I'm trying to make this as easy as possible
And I'm
on
trying
you.
to tell you something. You are not taking my daughter.
Okay. Hi, sir. My name's Officer McClintock.
You need to move your foot.
No, I need to
You're
explain
not welcome
this
in
to
my
you.
home.
Okay,
You need to move
I
your
understand
foot
that,
because
but
you're not taking my daughter anywhere.
You have to. You have to understand. We don't have a choice in this.
You
matter,
do have
okay?
a choice. This is not legal. This
Okay.
goes against our
Go
rights.
ahead and key up and have 9 you respond. Or-
Delilah, get your ass out here.
Yeah, I mean, people do want to go.
I believe me. I understand.
I mean,
I've had.
Delilah!
I have a little bit of background with this situation. I'm not
You don't
entirely
have any
familiar with
background on
it.
anything.
No, exactly. I don't have everything, but
This is a civil matter. You shouldn't even be here at my
right,
door.
it's a civil matter
You
up
haven't
until the
told
point
him.
that this
I'm not
court
going
order
there.
is
I'm not
issued.
comfortable
Okay.
with him. He touches me, I'm not going
That's
there.
fine. Just relax, okay? We're trying to find some other solution to this. But in the meantime, this paperwork has been filed, and we're just fighting by what it says.
I don't care about this illegal paperwork that is fucking doesn't make shit.
I understand.
It don't mean shit.
I understand.
I mean, they have 50-50 custody.
Right, but this court order says otherwise for temporary purposes until January 29th. Right.
Do you know about the amendments? Our civil amendments? You know about our civil rights?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But
Okay,
listen,
well then you know everything you're doing comes against those. And it's illegal what you're doing.
Let me explain what's going on right now. So what we're going to do is we're petitioning, we're going to fill out some paperwork to send it to Child Protective Services to see, listen, to see if they are able to take custody of her.
They're not taking her.
Ma'am, just listen,
That
okay?
is fucking bullshit.
Just
Her
listen.
dad's a sick motherfucker that touches her.
I understand. And they're going to take a look at the whole situation. And if they decide that she can't go based on this, then...
You tell me what a fucking grown-ass man wants with a 14-year-old kid that will go through these fucking steps to take a 14-year-old little girl.
Like I
you
said,
tell me what he wants with her.
You
tell me what he wants to do with
background
her.
Information.
Would you be fucking cool with that if that was your daughter?
You just gotta listen and...
I am listening. I've been dealing with this for 2 fucking years. What do you think he wants
I know,
to do?
but this is entirely different than what's been issued before, okay? This doesn't have to do with your child agreement. This is a restraining order that was issued by a judge.
Because she didn't want to go back there because he touches her?
It's all right here if you'd like to read it.
I've read it. I probably got it emailed to me earlier this week.
No, it was filed yesterday.
And it probably got emailed to me earlier this week.
It got filed yesterday. There's nothing
But
to be
they had it
sent
typed
to
up
you.
earlier this week and it got emailed to
Okay,
me.
that might be, but...
Yeah, this is what I got emailed to me earlier this week. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay, but per the judge's order, and this is something we're working with right now to find the solution, because obviously we're not putting her on a plane like ourselves. This is, we're just as kind of upended as you are with this whole situation, but because this order was issued by the judge, we have to at least begin this process where we fill out this paperwork and send it to Child Services, and then...
Well, I won't go with you.
Believe me, I understand your thoughts in this as well, okay? I'm sorry you're even involved in all this.
Can't force her anywhere.
That's cool. Not much I can do to help you out. Nobody.
So Delilah, I will kind of fill you in a little bit on what's going on. Like I explained here, we're sending in paperwork to see how we're going to go about this process. And I understand you're not wanting to go. I'll let them know as well that that's your thoughts and that's coming from you. But you guys both have to understand, as far as a legal basis goes,
There is no legal basis on this. This is against
it's a
the
judge
law.
order. It's a
The
judge
judge-
order. You have just as
When
much.
did I
if you
allow
wanna
that judge
file-
to come into my house and order me to do anything?
If you want to file against the judge at some other point, you
I
can.
already have all kinds of shit filed against the judge.
Okay, but in the meantime, we have to abide by what was issued here.
She's not going to go with you. She won't go with you.
Okay, and like I said, we've got the paperwork in the process, and we can explain.
I
I just
care
told
about your
her.
paperwork.
Okay.
Why isn't he down here handling this himself?
I've asked him the same thing, and
Well, then he
we're trying to
needs to be
figure
down
that
here
out.
getting her.
That's the whole point of why we had to call DFS, because let me ask you this. You guys have
goes so far to molest her that he gets DFS involved. Which we all know that's just a cash for kid program anyway.
We had to call DFS. It wasn't him.
What, you're just calling it cash for profit?
Okay. The guardian ad litem that you guys have,
Oh, that incompetent motherfucker? Fuck her.
do you have any way to contact her other than her law office?
Well, I does.
You have a way to contact... Would you mind giving me that? Because she may be able to help out in this situation.
You some fucking shit called pass, some pedophile fucking bullshit. You're being a good dog, Sam.
Alright. 1722, that may be the number I called. Is this generally through her law office?
I don't really know, cause
Yeah,
she has 2
884.
numbers. She has one through her law office and one from her number, but this is the one that she texted me on.
Okay. Alright, is this like a number you're able to call her at any time?
I don't know.
Or how do you typically hear from her?
She got the off-hours line, so I didn't leave a message. You should call back.
Yeah, I was waiting for a call back from her also. I didn't know if there's any other quicker way to get through to her to maybe find other resolutions to this. We're trying to, believe me, ma'am, I'm trying to work with you, and
I'm not mad at you, and
I know.
I'm sorry that this aggression is coming out towards you because you're the one at my door, but this is going against everything as being a
it's
human.
an uncomfortable situation for all involved. But
It's not uncomfortable, it's illegal.
well,
To come into somebody's home and take their child is not legal.
That's why I'm not trying to just drag her out or anything like that.
Well,
We're
that's not
trying.
gonna how you're gonna have to get her out of here because she ain't gonna go with you guys. Sit, baby. Sit.
Officer McClintock.
You know she's already called DFS once for him touching her. You're gonna have to let your dog in and clean in the basement. He's home from his out there that long. Oh, I thought he went outside. Come here, Sammy.
So again, like I said, we don't want to be forcing hands on any of this situation. What is going to happen is we have to fill out our end of the paperwork and send that in to see how this is going to be submitted. Honestly, the best way to do it would be for her to at least go to the station with us to remain in the custody per the order. But if they take a look at that and say that she's able to come back, we drop her off and no big deal.
She won't go with you.
This is a temporary thing as far
It
as.
don't matter.
Okay, we'll just
She's
stand
not
by.
gonna go with you. When he gets down here and he wants to handle this, then he can handle this. He can come to my door and handle this. But she ain't going with you guys.
So what way can we all work together to
When
find
her
a
dad
solution
gets
on
in
this?
town, we can all handle this.
But he's not in town.
Well, then he needs to come in
So
town.
this issue,
She's not going
or
with the
this
state or
thing was
with you or
ordered.
with CPS or with anybody until her dad gets in town and we handle this.
Right, but this was issued with him being out of town. I mean, we can't
I
help
don't
that.
care. What does that matter to me?
I'm
Well,
trying
she's
to
not gonna go with
prevent
you.
it by like not going through with this. You're in violation of the restraining
Then I'm
order.
in violation.
Okay, I mean, we're not trying to go that route. We're trying to all work together here.
We are?
I'm trying to allow you
Well,
to
when
work
he
with
gets
us.
in town, then we can do this.
What was the original plan that you guys had?
The original plan was she was supposed to come home for Christmas. When she got here, she told me she wasn't going back.
Okay. And then after that, she was supposed to go back per your guys' original order, right?
But for the order, yeah.
Okay. Just since you changed your mind, you just don't want to go back.
She never wanted to go back. She was waiting to come home.
I understand,
so
however-
she could get out of there. She was waiting for me to save her.
Okay. But you can understand, I get it, you don't like DFS.
It has nothing to do with DFS. It has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with anything but the fact that my daughter doesn't want to be with him.
If that case is being made, then they have to be involved regardless.
That doesn't mean she's got to go with them. There ain't nowhere better or safer for that child to be than in my home. Period.
Okay, the only thing that we go off of is that order says otherwise.
I don't care what this order says.
I know you don't.
Does this
I
look like this
understand.
is an unsafe place for her, that she's in danger right now?
Me walking in, I'm only standing in your kitchen here, or your
Well,
living room.
as you walking in my home, that you just disturbed us from having a quiet afternoon, does it look like there's anything to be fearful of in this home?
Again, like I said, this is one situation I've come into contact today.
And
I don't have you
mention all the
guys' full
threatening they've done
background.
about this. This has been a threat. And I'm not going to have my fucking court system used as a weapon against me. Because that's all that they're doing. They're using the fucking system. It's a corrupt system used by narcissistic motherfuckers to do what he's doing. Because if I was unfit and she wasn't fit and I wasn't fit enough to take care of my kid, they would have never kept my 50-50 custody with me.
I agree, and what's probably going to happen is you guys are going to have this court date January 29th and discuss both sides, and it may be reverted back to what you originally had planned.
When they've done nothing but lie, my daughter stated in court she did not want to live with him. Told them that. They didn't care because it's a corrupt system.
Was it for the same reasons at that time?
It's always been the same reasons. The touching didn't start until she got there. Unless there's more touching that you haven't told me about.
I mean, he's always been like weird, like just too touchy, but like it didn't really start until I moved in. But when you first made that custody agreement, what that said in court, when the custody agreement was made for the 50-50. Whenever I talked to my guardian Eliza in private, I told her about how he would touch me and made me uncomfortable, but they didn't ask me about it in court.
Gotcha.
So when you got to court, that wasn't presented, and then the 50-50 was determined.
I think so, yeah.
Because it's kind of sounding like there's two different cases there. I'm not saying that it's not going on. All I'm saying is that it doesn't make sense. So when you had your custody going on, and that already states one way, that's the only thing that we're going off right now. We're not saying that you're lying. We're not saying that you have to go back with him. What we're saying is all that we have right now is based off of the original custody that you had to say. You're 50 with your mom, 50 with your dad. And so that's what that's going off of. So the other situations that you're talking about right now, the reason that we're having a clash here is because that's not considered into that. So what you guys have to do, I don't know if it's your lawyers or who, you guys have to go talk to your lawyers or whomever to get that.
I don't have a lawyer. I was
whether it be amended or something like
another
that.
reason they took her.
I mean, we can. That's what he's saying. He's
Why
trying
they
to
don't
work
use
because we
fucking
only have
justice
one side
circles
going on.
in the family law instead of criminal.
The only reason we're involved is to serve the paperwork, and as much as I am not wanting this to happen, to enforce it if it's not followed through.
And what are you going to do to enforce it?
I don't know at this point. I mean, right now we're trying to find solution here rather than
Well, don't you
take it
think
to
a
that
man
route.
that wants to handle something like this should be here handling something like this instead of a coward?
Right, but that's not my call. So, let me make a phone call real quick.
This is how fucking kids will end up on Epstein Island. Right here, G. Right like this. This is how they end up. Doing child trafficking. Right like this. How they
Just saying,
traffic our fucking kids.
records out.
No longer muted.
All right. Ma'am, can I see that court order again, the paperwork? Okay, let me explain this to her real quick. Let's make sure we're all on the same page.
I understand. I got it earlier.
I'm explaining it to her. real
Okay.
quick. So we're all on the same page here. Okay? All right. Have you had a chance? Have you talked to Sergeant Meyer? I forgot the 981 thing. I had been speaking with them about it. So, temporary restraining order. Dad is in Wisconsin or Montana right now. Filed this yesterday. It basically lists all their reasoning as to why this was issued. The main things that I'm going off of here. So upon information and belief, a county police detective went to the home of the petitioner, and this was previously, since October, questioned about, or since December, questioned child's welfare and encouraged her to abide by the court's judgment, which was for October. She was allowed to come here for Christmas break, and then January 3rd, she was supposed to be shipped back home on a plane. Dad has since, Mom said she's not going to send her home. Delilah also doesn't want to go home. So they sent the detective out. Mother refuses to return the child minor to the father following Christmas holiday. Mother's behavior has been erratic. Mother behavior drug use. Father fears for the well-being. Court finds concerns to be well-founded in light of the above. Mother's behavior has caused and will continue to cause irreparable damage in the absence of immediate relief being granted as requested by father. And then so for the actual order, respondent shall have temporary sole physical custody and sole legal custody until January 29th. Ordered to immediately return the child to respondent's custody so she may return to school, part of the reasoning before.
Keep going.
And shall have no custody periods with the minor through January 29th. So they have a case in January 29th. Problem is Dad's down in Montana, or over in Montana right now. We put in a call for a hotline already to send to the on duty. We just wanted to come over and start this process. Spoken with Detective Petty, who's basically filled in on it, said that per this, I mean, there's really no scenario where we can leave her here. And
do you know which one of our detectives came out?
I do not. No.
Okay.
I would assume it's a court detective, but I'm not certain. When was that? Do you know what the name was?
No, he was younger. He was younger. He was a closed officer. He wasn't a detective. That's a lie. That's another one of their lies.
No, I'm just confused on it. That's all. What?
It was an officer just like you that came to our door that I spoke with.
Okay.
He wasn't a detective.
What day was that? Do you remember?
Hey, John,
Okay.
can you go run the search of the house and you all in here? Thank you.
And so, Peggy sent me paperwork to be filed to petition, I believe from quick understanding, it's petition DFS to take custody of her. And so that would have to be filed with her. The thing we're trying to figure out here is what the best way to go about it as far as taking her, because Delilah doesn't want to go. She's going to be screaming the whole way, and Mom doesn't want her to go. If she would allow us to, we could fill in this paperwork and see what DFS has as far as, but if they say she has to go, we're still going to have to be in that situation. So,
have you contacted DFS already?
yeah, I put in a hotline, and they called the on duty.
Okay.
And they're supposed to call me, but I haven't gotten anything back.
How long ago was that?
Let's see.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
4:46. So close to about an hour, but I was on call or a hold for quite a while.
Okay. They should be calling soon.
Yeah, and I mean, so again, that's the main concern is obviously she was upset. She's come down a little bit right now, and that's why we originally called for one of you guys out. But I'm just trying to figure out the best thing is instead of going with the daughter. But in the regardless, I have to be able to print off the paperwork to just scan it and send it in. So we're gonna at some point have to make it to the station. I don't know if you're, based on this, okay with leaving one of us here with her in the meantime while we file out this paperwork, or because this is saying she has to be removed, but
that's the only way. Yep.
okay.
Unless DFS calls back quickly and.
Yeah. But they wouldn't give me a number to call then.
No.
They'll get through to me. I can't believe they would even issue something like that. Because it's Montana. Like, are we supposed to take her and put her on a plane, or?
That's why, so DFS has to get involved, so that way they can contact them down there and see what they want done. Have you spoken to Dad at all?
Yeah, we spoke to him
So
off
what
and
does
on
he
earlier. Same thing. So we explained to him, basically using this as a come back. And so we explained this to him, like, this is a court order now. It's a restraining order. We have to abide by it. And I explained to him the whole process. We're going to have to remove her, have DFS come take custody of her. He's like, I don't want any of that. I don't want that being done. Basically, for Delilah's sake, he doesn't want her having that image of us as being the remover. But I told him, I was like, you open this box here. And so I just trying to find some way to explain this to her that she would willingly go, and I don't see a solution. I really don't want to have to go hands-on with this. I don't know what she's looking for. She's just looking up to see who showed up. Right?
Yeah, I want to see who has
I know we had a zero call or something about 2 weeks ago. By the time I walked up to the door, they had already cleared it.
Oh, okay.
And that was just like I popped in, hey, okay, we're good.
Check the record. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Ma'am, if I may, what happened when the officer showed up the last time? Like, how did that go?
He just asked if I was okay, and then he said that another officer would come back later.
We'll be back what?
Later on.
And nobody else has come since? Were you home when this happened also? Okay. Was there any, like, did you guys talk about the restraining order, or not the restraining order, but the parenting plan?
Everything we told you. And then check to make sure she was okay, and you left.
So that was after the date that she was supposed to be back, but not before this was filed. Okay. Again, we're just trying to keep it all under the same page so we know what's going on. But I mean, believe me, I'm trying to place myself in your situation here, and I'm trying to be very understanding. But I have to explain that by us filling out this paperwork, if they say that she's good to stay here, she'll be left and we can bring her right back. The best thing for all involved would be to, in the meantime, come down to the station with us.
So that's fine. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure.
And if needed, I mean, you guys wouldn't be able to stay in the same room down there, but you could go down and stay in our lobby, ma'am, while she comes down and stays with us. Who? So,
He hasn't gotten a call yet. No one, because she said there wasn't showing anyone here, so obviously they didn't call
I just
out.
did a cast or I don't know. There's someone else you want me to look?
no.
No.
I know I wasn't the last time, but that's again, she's fine. It was just to check the welfare. So I don't know how they pertain that to this, but then maybe more. What's that? I don't know.
On the side? Oh, what? Oh, okay. follow behind. And trail you to the station.
Right, but that's fine. Just daughter's really not wanting to go with us.
Gonna be the best option.
You saying keep her with mom?
No, no.
Okay.
Keep them in trail, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that, did you? Oh, no.
No,
Oh,
she's.
no.
I just
Oh,
tried to explain it to
oh,
her, and she
okay.
didn't want to. Awesome. I'd really call. Since you're also here, would you mind calling the number, or at least like maintaining?
I can do.
Because it usually takes like 15 minutes to try to get through to them. And that way I can see if maybe they'll try and give me the on-call person's number. Delilah. We already put in a hotline call, but just let them know we're trying to get through to the on-duty. Yeah. So that's going to be, I mean, this is the option we have to keep you in the loop and keep you involved as best as possible is we have to take custody. There's the bottom line. We have to. I understand. But if you guys would be willing to work with us while we sort all this out, we can go down to the station. You can follow us and go with us.
I'm not going to the station. There's no reason for me to.
Okay, she has to go with us. That's
She's not going to go with you.
we don't have a
Are you
choice.
pick her up and take her? Are you
I
physically gonna
really
pick
do
her up
not
and
want
take
that
her?
to happen, and
Well, then
I'm
that's what you're
trying
gonna have to
to
do.
get you to work with us.
I
in
am
this.
working with you. When her dad comes in town, we can handle this.
Dad's not in town. We
well,
can't.
No kidding. What do you want you to do with her when he's in Montana?
They're gonna make arrangements for that.
They're going
In the
to make
meantime,
arrangements, and then that's when you should have been at my door when arrangements were made.
DFS will be taking custody.
No, DFS isn't taking her.
They're gonna have to, man.
She's not going to go with them.
Okay, Delilah,
I'm not going with
I
anybody.
know, but you have to understand the situation.
I don't care. I'm not going with anybody.
Okay. Why don't we gather some stuff right now while we're trying to figure out
Did you not
with the
hear what she
DFS?
said? She's not going with
You're gonna have
anybody.
to. Bottom line, you're gonna have to
I'm
go.
not going with
Okay.
you.
We're trying to be very cordial with you guys and
As cordial
allow
as you
you-
wanna be, she's still not going with you.
allow you to help out in this
This is
situation.
how kids get snatched for trafficking, right here. Like this. This
Listen.
is how this is able to go on because people think they can come into
Okay,
people's
and
homes,
as little as
orders,
you,
which goes against every civil right that we have, and
that's,
take kids out of their homes.
all right, I understand that, ma'am. However, we have to abide by this court order. You do have to go with us, okay? In the meantime, like I said, we're gonna go down there and basically just be there while we're dealing with this DFS stuff. If DFS says that she doesn't need to go with us, we will put her back with you in your
Why
car
is she going to go with you to be brought back? That don't make no sense.
because in the meantime she has to be in our custody. So if they say otherwise, we can put her right back in your car and you can bring her back. We're allowing you to work with us in this process, to go down there
Do you
with
know
us.
how damaging this is, what you guys are doing right now to her?
Trust me,
as a
I
child?
understand.
No, you
And
don't
we,
understand.
in this
You're just a kid
situation,
that you're doing this to.
we are just the messenger trying to abide by this order that we were presented with,
Well-
okay? So we're not trying to make this as traumatic as, we're trying to make
You're
it
not
as
trying to
little
make
as
it
possible.
traumatic. You
Yeah,
just being here is traumatic.
by going along with this process with us, it can minimize a lot of that, okay? So we are allowing you this opportunity to go with us down to the station until we hear otherwise from DFS. But in the meantime, she has to be in our custody.
Well, then I guess you might as well take a seat and sit here until we get DFS.
That's not going to work.
Well, you
Would you work with us and grab some
I
things
am
for
working
her?
with you.
I mean, that is kind of work.
I opened my door.
Offer to see.
I offered you a seat.
I understand.
Down while we wait for DFS, that's fine.
You read this, correct?
I read that a week ago.
Okay, it says she has to be removed. All right? We don't have any other option.
Who's going to remove her?
If you're going to force us and force our hand in this, we are going to have
If
to.
you want to physically get physical with my daughter, go ahead. But that's what it's going to take, because she's not going to go willingly. She's a 14-year-old kid.
Okay, and you're her mother in this situation,
Yeah.
and you're
And I'm her mother,
instigating and
protecting her.
inciting this.
Protecting her.
Protecting her and preventing this from escalating, you can allow her to go along with this process, go with us down there while we sort all this out.
She's not going to go with you.
But you understand you're also making a decision in this.
Yeah, I know exactly what decision I'm making. You don't think I haven't been thinking about this since she got here? You don't think I've been facing this for weeks now? You don't think I have thought nothing but this?
I understand, and you're going to have this court date on January 29th. This isn't a permanent thing. This is literally called a temporary restraining order.
Okay, she's not going with you temporarily.
Based on fucking bullshit of the thing where it's all lies.
If that's the case, then he'll be charged for filing a false
Oh, that's a
restraining
lie
order.
in itself.
If you can, exactly, if you can prove it, he'll
I
get
got it all
charged.
recorded.
Okay, that's fine. Lying in court is a criminal
The
charge.
judge lies. So what do you do when you have a judge you can't trust because she's a liar?
Okay, I'm not going to go into your process that's happened so far. All I'm saying is you have this process come January 29th.
Nobody.
Just still.
Yeah, they're talking to her right now.
I know. I know you're right. What is this? Little baby? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think that's Kyle.
How is this your dad?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have a
Oh,
zipper,
yeah.
it's all built in.
It's on the phone with her now. You could have anyway, I just seen what it was.
Pull up that. That blog.
Gives you right now.
So they're trying to call it.
with is Angela Freiner. 7. Yeah,
Oh, but he's
there's a car coming up here. Let's stand by. Yes, 63123. Essentially, taking custody. We have a court order that's saying we have to take custody, and we're seeking assistance on it. I really just need to speak with them as far as guidance on maybe some other avenues that we may have here. Okay. Okay, thank you.
So what she said.
Same thing. They have to put in a call to get them to call us. You want to meet this?
Yeah.
No longer muted.
By all accounts, she's been served it. She's been presented. Hey, take this.
And is that stepdad or who is that in there?
Boyfriend maybe.
All right.
Haven't done much dealing with him because she's not pregnant.
No, not at all, no.
Muted. No longer muted. No longer muted.
So Anderson's en route. He's gonna come over here. Still haven't gotten any other calls from anybody, so at this point,
Can you mute that?
yeah.
No longer
No,
muted.
Clayton. Filed in Clayton. Judge Zellweger. So this is them petitioning their case, the main parts. Well, that's the order, but
Don't you get these instead of getting them from me?
Usually.
my dad called us and
With
told me
Dad?
about it,
He
and
said,
then
yeah.
I couldn't pull it up in CaseNet because it was filed yesterday. I don't know if that's a thing. Her old one is not open to public.
Should we call juvenile and make sure that this is I mean,
So
that's,
how did Detective Petty get a hold of it?
I called. I talked to Sergeant Meyer, and he said call child abuse and have
And then
them
that's
give me a
what
call
he-
for some
okay.
guidance.
so Petty, we received this from Petty.
No.
Okay.
This
Oh.
was sent directly to me. I had the dad
Oh,
email
okay.
it to me.
So I just want to make sure that,
I see.
Juvenile.
just to make sure that this is in our system.
Okay. See, I thought you got it from Detective
Before,
Petty. Okay.
you know, because
Juvenile
there's
intake screening
no,
office.
yeah, that's what I would do, and then give them this. Just, there's no embossment. There's nothing to say that it's,
Yep.
you know, you and I could type this up on the computer. The way it's
Hey, this is
done.
Officer McClintock, St. Louis County Police. I've got a court order case here that we're trying to just verify it's active. In case not, it's showing that there's their previous modification, but this one was filed yesterday, and their records aren't open to public. So I was wondering if you'd be able to look this up and let me know if it's active with us. It's a temporary restraining order on behalf of the child at one of the houses we're at.
So the first time we told
What's? Are you going to transfer me? I didn't hear you. Okay. Do you have anybody? Do you know call like family court?
Okay, who could look it up?
No, he said he's going to give me a call back in a minute because I got other people. But he said they're. I mean, just with juvenile delinquent cases, they don't have access to the court orders. Anything other than we would have on case now.
But that came from Dad, right?
Yeah, he emailed it to
He
me.
emailed it to you. I'm wondering, like, because we always get the restraining orders. We should be getting that, not coming from the dad. That's what gets me concerned.
and Mom did not have a copy?
No, she said. She said she'd got an email that she had read. I guess maybe while they were filing this or like putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
But she was also fired up and not really reading through it. So
Did she
technically
read the
it's
email to you?
14.
no, not the email.
I wonder
14
what
SL.
I mean, I had to clarify. You've read this, you understand.
Okay, and she said
but
she
she's
did.
just saying she doesn't want.
Oh,
She doesn't. She
okay.
thinks it's a
Okay.
falsity anyway. She's saying the judge is doing illegal acts.
Maybe that's what she's reading.
Oh, she's got us on Facebook Live, I believe, right now.
Oh, okay.
Car 2418. Car 2418. Enter in back in service. 2418, enter in back in service. 10. Car 2407 on the scene. 610.
Do you have Petty's phone number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a call real quick.
I mean, we got to be able to find a way that this is in our system.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
What is she reading?
Just reading statutes and stuff.
A bond of $100? What is it?
Recording muted. No longer muted.
Alright, so you said you guys had email correspondence about leading up to this.
Yeah.
Would you mind allowing me to see that, to see what paperwork was filed before, like how this has led up to this point?
What do you want to see?
What did you refer to as far as...
My email. I already knew that he was filing this.
Are these emails direct between you and him or through
No,
the
this
courts?
is from a lawyer.
Gotcha.
Right here.
And then did they attach the...
Yeah, it's attached. Oh,
Oops, sorry.
shoot, sorry. I know, man.
Do you mind if I zoom in?
go ahead.
Okay. This was the same -02, Division 21. Okay. Appreciate you letting me see that. What was the attorney's name that sent it to you?
Haas. Susan Haas.
Haas,
Office,
H-A-S-S?
H-A-I-S.
H-A-I.
Mhm.
Thank you. So without knowing how like the clerks file their paperwork, she received an email from the attorney saying we are in the process of filling this out. Has the order, however the bottom is different, stating it basically just has an explanation of why father thinks her, and then intentionally left blank at the bottom. So if they filed that, was issued by the judge, and then the judge signed it, that would be like the petition that they sent, and then the judge's order at the bottom is what that one says.
But her email didn't have all this.
What's that?
Her email did not have all this.
Didn't have the judge's order at the
judge's,
bottom.
right.
It had
Everything
we
up until
request this be granted through the
Okay.
judge. Like it's the request to be seen before the judge.
Okay.
Now if they would have taken that full petition and then judge ordered,
Then it,
we're
right.
still in effect.
Yeah.
So this is what's showing. Under the original -01, all you can see is the header. And then, like charges, judgments, it just says information in case not,
This is not public information.
which
Yeah.
I don't understand that either. But when you type in -02, it doesn't show up. Let me try something else real quick.
Car 2406, hard assist disturbance at Newburgh. Car 2406, call for disturbance at Newburgh, 2516.
Did he just take that order?
Yeah. He took it to me.
Sure.
Someone's being irate, refusing to leave the premises, subject to a black hair, black skin size, black jacket, black shirt, black pants, black shoes. Going to be about 19 feet, no weapons.
Situated.
Or 2490. Sorry, 2430 remain around. Two more. Try 2305. Try 2305, yes. 1211.
Yeah, so again, search of the name is not showing it.
Okay, yep.
I tried calling the division, but understand where they were not in the office.
Yeah. So I was just telling them, doing like search the case net pulls up their modification from October, but not the dash 02 is not showing. But I don't know how long does it take?
I don't know. But I would say until we get something from our place.
He's trying to call family court one more time. See if What's that?
No longer muted.
Oops. He's on one last call real quick. See what we got. It wasn't. It was a check of welfare.
Oh.
Just a welfare check.
R24 2 status check. R24 2
Put it in this too. What did you say? Muted. Okay. Okay. So what?
I tried to get a hold of the intake supervisor. No luck. And then I'm trying to call the supervisors in Children's Division just to see if they know any other way to look this up. And then, other than that, I'm just worried
She has an email that was like sent from the attorney saying, "Hey, this is the paperwork we're going to file." And the bottom just says, "It is requested like this be presented in a case fee." The only difference is this one has
the judgment.
the judge's orders. It's just not in the system.
Yeah. Hey Kenya, it's James and Kenya. You have a quick question regarding Children's Division. I think you call me back in the next couple of minutes to get this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on while we're talking on the phone, but I'll let you know if we need anything.
We're good here.
Thank you.
Huh? You can go hold it. The intake supervisor is not available to see if they have any other way to look it back. The two people that Children's Division that I tried to call, they didn't pick up. So,
are you waiting for a call or no?
I've been told they're going to call back from like 4 different areas right now, and none of them are. Yeah. DFS has not yet. At least the hotline's in, but. So basically,
No longer muted.
all right, man. So I'm going to explain something real quick to just give you a minute to get through it all. So how this was acting was the order that was issued through this judge. At the present moment right now, we can't verify that online. and we're waiting on callbacks to get anybody we can to verify that this is in effect, okay? Once we're able to verify that, it's still going to be a standing issue, a court-ordered issue, so we have to abide by that. However, at this time, we are going to leave. You're going to stay here while you guys are here in a safe environment and all that. Obviously, there's nothing, like you said, that we see of anything that puts her in immediate danger right now other than what was issued in this court order, okay? When we have more information, we're going to have to come back and we're going to let you know exactly what's going on. We're being very transparent about everything, trying to keep you in the loop on this as well. If you want to try and make correspondence with that attorney and sort out kind of what the deal is, but if it comes down that that order is in effect, we will have to act on that. Now this puts you in a very weird position that you have to basically sit and wait and hear what comes back from the courts. However, just want to give you the heads up that there is the criminal charge if you were to take off and take her.
Why am I going to go anywhere? I'm fighting this battle all the way through.
That's perfectly fine. I just want to let you know that that's felony kidnapping, parental kidnapping. Even as a parent, that can be the parental kidnapping. I'm not saying anything that we will or will not be doing. I'm just letting you know what we have and
running
what.
from this ain't going to stop it.
Right. And so, bottom line is there is this court date for January 29th, as long as we can verify that. And that's going to be your opportunity to fight this and fight for custody here. Explaining everything that you told to us that happened down there that wasn't presented in your original case. You're going to have this opportunity here, but I have to insist that you just work with this in the meantime. Okay? Do you have any questions or anything for me right now?
Nope.
Okay. Like I said, at some point we're going to have to come back. And even if it comes back that we're all good to just stay here until we hear otherwise, I'll give you a call and let you know, keep you in the loop, and keep everything on the same page here.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Did we get, I don't know if we have